We had an interesting conversation recently in my home about how immigrants are making sacrifices for their children to give them a great head start in life. My uncle, who has been in the UK for over a decade now, shared so many stories of people making conscious efforts to make these relocation make sense for their children. If you ask 10 immigrant families, nine of them will tell you they made the decision to relocate because they want better opportunities for their children. And this is largely true. When you move abroad as an immigrant, you don't just move for yourself, you move for your children. You want them to have a better life, better opportunities, more opportunities, and a stronger financial foundation than you had. But the truth is, it won't happen automatically. And I'm not going to talk about the social elements today. I will get to that in another video. Today, I will focus on the financial bit. How do you intentionally set your kids up for financial success? In this video, I'm going to share powerful ways that you can start setting them up financially. Starting now, no matter your current situation, you can start now. This is what I am also doing with my children. I have 4 boys, by the way, so I cannot get it wrong. I think the first one is to build your own financial stability first. I believe the best gift you can give your children is a financially stable parent. Kids thrive when their home is not in constant financial stress. Pay off your high interest debt, build your emergency fund. Because if you are financially drowning, you won't be able to pass on wealth or wisdom to them. You will pass worry to them. So think of it as putting on your own oxygen mask first before helping them. And if you want to know how you can build your financial stability as an immigrant, I have a couple of videos on my channel that would point you in the right direction. You should start from the one where I shared how you can change your finances in 6 months. And I'll link it here. I hope it's here. Okay, I'll link it up here. The second one, start saving early. Junior ISA and SIPs. Don't wait until they are 18 to start thinking about their financial future. Even a small amount every month invested consistently can grow into a life-changing sum over time. In the UK, you have 2 powerful tools that I'm sure most people are not using. The first one is the Junior ISA. You can invest up to £9,000 per year, tax-free. And they can only access it when they are 18, which makes it perfect for long-term growth. And then we have the Junior SIP. Yes, this is a pension for your child. You can contribute up to 2,880 and the government would add 20% tax relief, making it 3,600. Also, they won't access this until later in life, but it gives them many years, decades of compound growth. If you invest £100 per month into a Junior ISA from birth to when they are 18, at an average return of 7%, by the time they are 18, they would have 42,000, and you have only contributed 21,600. That's the power of compounding. For a Junior SIP, if you put the same amount, for 18 years and leave it, untouched until they retire, it could grow to over 300,000. Thanks again to compounding, which is now over 50 years. So it's not about the amount you start with. It's about starting early and letting the compound growth do the heavy lifting. The third one, teach them the value of money and teach them early. One mistake many parents make, not just immigrants now, is shielding their kids completely from financial conversations. And this is common. This is a common thing. The dad, the mom, they decide everything and then they just pass it on to the kids as information. Start to involve them. Where they want to go on holiday, the cost, where you're covering the cost from, how you have saved up for it, for example. Show them how you budget, for the household expenses. Let them make small money decisions and explain the difference between needs and wants. Teach them to shop around before making final money decisions. I remember my son was going to buy a monitor for his laptop last month, and he has some money with me, which his uncle sent to him. And because of that, he sent me the Amazon link. He said, "Mommy, can you buy me this monitor from the money Uncle said have sent to me?" And I opened the link and I saw £100. I bought mine for £70 thereabout. This is someone that has not worked one day in his life for money. I asked him, how many sites did you check to compare the prices? Did you read the reviews? Why do you just want to buy at this price? Anyways, I gave him a little speech and he went back to do his homework. He ended up buying for £69. I still think he owes me the difference, because why would you just want to buy £100 without shopping around? If you don't teach them the value of money, the world will. And the world usually teaches with mistakes, debts. So it's important to start teaching them. Number 4, help them prioritize educations that pay off. You see, the part of the world where I come from and where maybe you come from, we're very ambitious. However, as immigrants, we have to also be strategic about it, because that can make all the difference. Encourage your kids to choose fields that not only interest them, but also offer strong career opportunities and solid earning potential. You have to be involved in this decision. I know most of us are busy, but remember, we say we relocated because of them. Yeah. So this is the time we put our money. And in this case, our time, our energy, where our mouth is. The choice of school, the choice of study, we should get involved. We should not force them, but nurture them to making the right decisions. Because beyond traditional schooling, there are a lot more also. We have to teach them the value of continuous learning, whether it is public speaking, digital skills, financial literacy, entrepreneurial know-how. We have to guide them. We have to teach them. These things can even multiply their income faster than any single degree. And it will give them an edge into this competitive world. And the goal is not just to have education for education's sake. It is have education that can build real opportunities tomorrow, that can give them financial independence, that can guarantee their long-term success. Number 5, introduce them to multiple streams of income. Many of us grew up with the mindset that a job is the only source of income. We have to break that circle for them. Show your kids side hustles. Tell them about investment. Tell them about entrepreneurship. Even if it is selling homemade items online, learning how to invest in stocks, just keep planting that idea in their heads to say you can earn from more than just one employer. Let me tell you a story. I was at home one day and a letter was delivered for my son. And it says he is owing £23 to a website company. And that it has been passed to the debt collection agency, and the letter was in a way threatening his credit profile. And I'm like, what? What has it done? I had 2 options: get mad, rant, and use his pocket money to cover it, or listen to him and see how he got himself into this mess. He said, he was working on building a website, and he put his card details in for the trial period and then remembered to cancel it. And he had created some designs and wanted to start selling, print-on-demand items. And I thought, this is good. I felt really proud, and I told him. And I called the company, and when they realized I was only 14, at that time, they struck it out, and we closed the account. He learns not just to stick his card details around, but I am also glad that I didn't stifle his creativity and his zeal to think outside the box. So let them explore. They'll make mistakes. It's fine. We will continue to guide them on how they can convert their interest into a stream of income. Okay, number 6, protects their future with insurance, and he will. It's not fun to think about death or permanent disability, but we have to always think about this. If something happens to you, will your kids still be secure? Life insurance, critical illness cover, having a will, all those things financially protect our loved ones. And our assets can go to them without complications. I am also working on this myself. We have an event in our community, World Quarters, in September, where we will be listening to a certified trust and estates practitioner. She's also a lawyer, with 23 years experience. We will be expanding our knowledge on this topic. And I believe this is a critical part of building generational wealth, not just for good days, but also for the days when, we don't know. We don't know what will happen. I will leave the link to World Quarters, which is our financial learning platform and community for immigrants, in the description box. You should check us out. Okay, number 7. Be a living example of financial discipline. Kids learn from what they see, not what you tell them, and not what you say. If they see you budgeting, saving, making intentional purchases, they will copy that behavior. But if they see you doing impulse spending, no savings, they will also copy that. So be the kind of financial example you wish you had growing up. As immigrants, we often start with less, but that doesn't mean our children have to. Every small step you take today, whether you open a savings account, you have honest money talks, or you're just showing them the value of hard work, it's a seed for their future wealth. And if you're thinking, how do I start saving and investing in a way that works for me? Then you should see this next video, and I'll see you there.